When you're in love with someone, you do whatever makes them happy. That's why love is such a powerful force. It is such a powerful force. And that is exactly why we have to be so careful what we love most. Because whatever you and I love most becomes our master. It owns us. It owns us. We will give anything for the thing that we love most. That's why it's so dangerous to love money most. That's why it's so dangerous to love status most. That's why it's so dangerous to love the creation more than the Creator. Because that object of love, whatever we love most, becomes our master. And so we cannot say we are spiritual but not religious. To say I am spiritual but not religious is as if I am saying I love God. I am in love with God, but I have no interest in following His rules. I love God and I feel high with that love, but I have no interest in doing what pleases Him. What is in my heart must show in action. So Allah tells us that the ones who are saved from loss are those who believe and do righteous deeds. It is not enough to say the hijab is in my heart, that I'm praying in my heart, that the iman is in my heart, but it is not showing in my actions. It is not enough to say that I am so God-fearing, but I treat my family badly. But I treat the people around me rudely. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam told us that when the heart is rectified, the entire body becomes rectified. And he said, خَيْرُكُمْ خَيْرٌ لِأَهْلِهِ. The best of you are those who are best to their families. And yet we think that we can be religious by dressing religious, by having a big beard and a big abaya, but it doesn't show in our treatment of others. That's a contradiction. It's a contradiction of the pure state of the heart. When the heart is clean, it shows in our actions. It shows in how we treat people. Look at the example of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He said, the best of you are best to your families, and I am best to my family. He was the best of us, and so he was best to his family. So if you want to know, how is my heart? How is my iman? How is this process going of my spirituality? You need to look at your actions. You need to look at how you treat people, especially those nearest to you. And so Allah tells us, إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. The second part of this equation, how you and I can save ourselves from complete loss, is not only believing and then putting that belief into action, but we need to become a force of good for our families and our communities and our society. وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. That they enjoin one another to truth. We have to be a voice of truth. We have to be a people who stand up for justice. We don't just practice in our homes. We have to be a force in society for good and for truth. That's what tawasaw bil haqqi means. It is not enough to just believe and do good deeds in your home and that's it. And you don't take a stand for your society and for your community and for your families and for other people. That's part of this process. So you need to be a force for good in society, enjoin one another to truth. Care about people. Care about your society. And then finally, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. And they enjoin one another to patience.